joined the Air Force as a direct entry photographer. I then go to the School of Photography, which is in Raaf Base, East Sale, Gippsland, Victoria, and you do a 9-month course there.
I joined at 18. I started at school doing photography year 10 and 11 and then went off to TAFE, so really I haven't not been doing photography, so it's yeah, pretty special for nearly 20 years. Yep.
Every now and again they have a requirement for air-to-air photos, and it's the jobs of the photographers on the base to go up and take the photos. Again, I was very lucky to be in the right place at the right time and got a chance to do a bit of flying probably about a bit over 10 years ago now, and got bitten by the bug.
You have mixed emotions. There's the joy of actually going for a ride in one of these very fast beasts, as you call it, and the unique opportunity for photography as well.
So you do a few workup flights. You move from helicopters onto small training planes. If you do a good job or a good result there, you move on to smaller jet planes, and if you do a good job there, you move on to fighter jets.
Historically, we've always had a requirement to go and film major events. If you're dropping a bomb or firing a missile, there's only a few guys that are up there with you, and that's the pilots. So the advantage of having a photographer sitting in the back seat capturing that imagery is that all the engineers on the ground can have a look at that vision once they get back.
5 seconds. Green light. Ticker 4 gone. Static lines retrieved. Multi-pass completion of job checklist.
We might turn up for morning brief. Usually happens about 8 o'clock. After morning brief, we'll go to a formation brief. We'll find out what the mission is that we're flying, what the photographic requirements are, how long it's going to take, and all of the turnaround requirements for our imagery. From there, we'll move off to life support, get kitted up.
Okay?
Yep.
It's all right. Okay, deep breath and hold it for me.
Walk out to the jet, jump in, take off.
I can't hide it. So good to be here.
Do the photography as required and come back, and then we have to download the cameras, process and meet the requirements of the project.
The margins in exposure and focus are very minimal, so you're not really comforted until you actually see the film come out of the processor.
We need to be deployable. We can pack up our kit here and go to Woomera, or we can go to Townsville or to Amberley or any other base, even to Raaf Base Sherga if necessary, whereas there's nothing there. So being portable is the big key. We found that with a modern day laptop, you can take a laptop with some editing software, plug your DV camcorder into the side of it, vision goes in, you can edit it, add your titles and things, and export it back out to tape or to a DVD to give to our customers. So it's just easy these days.
Most of our work is done outside the aeroplane, so with these type of cameras it can be quite difficult actually to get into position and get around to see what you're actually filming. They modify the aircraft for our purposes. They have a storage compartment where you can place the camera in, and that basically lives in there. A lot of the art of getting a good photograph is actually communications between the photographer and the pilot. With the F-18, it's actually a better platform than some of the other aircraft because there's no wing in the way of your shooting window. Generally, we can get away with just basically being straight and level.
The camera we use for most of our trials at the moment is a Photosonics 1VN high-speed cine camera. It's like a movie camera that you see at the normal the movies, but it shoots 200 frames a second. The normal video camera shoots at 25 frames a second. The reason we use that camera is that we can slow fast events down. When we're doing things like missile shots, they're talking analysis in the microseconds from the time that the trigger is pulled to the missile starts flying off the rail.
With the G-forces, your cameras and the whole body of your that you're holding is multiplied by the amount of G you're pulling.
And manoeuvring yourself around in the cockpit is quite difficult. It's a lot easier to just get the pilot to roll the aircraft a bit as opposed to having to move the camera around.
Basically what we have to do once we're ready to start filming is pull it out of our storage box on the side here, connect it up to the power, and then we're right to go. Normally you'd have a helmet and an oxygen mask and everything on, and you just hold the camera. I use 2 hands so that I can feel that both magazines are working. So when the count comes with 10 seconds to go, you'll put the camera up, line up, try to get yourself comfortable, hold the camera as steady as you can, and then fire 4 cameras, squeeze the trigger, and then you'll see the weapon go, and you can let it go and relax.
We always have a backup film because some of the events are totally unrepeatable. It might be a brand new weapon type, they're only going to drop once, and if we miss the footage, then the whole flight has been a waste of time.
You're wearing helmets. Obviously, if I wasn't having a helmet, oxygen masks. You've got life preservers on you, so there is a lot of extra staff that you wouldn't normally have to encounter, obviously, on the ground.
The way we sight is we have on our perspex at the front 2 windows, with one being a wide angle, one being a close-up lens. We have the 2 windows of what the frame is seeing. We have a cross in the middle, and we also have a rear sighting mount at the back. So what we do is line up the top of the rear sighting mount with the cross in the middle perspex, and that's the centre of our frame. This is 20 seconds worth of footage. If we hold the trigger down for 20 seconds, the magazine will run dry.
Lots and lots of work goes into it for a very small window of actual capturing that one bomb or that one missile that gets fired off the aircraft.
I like taking photos as well because I've been a photographer for almost 20 years. But if the project requires the high-speed movie film, then that's what we have to shoot. We do get opportunities, rare opportunities to go up and take some photos for public relations, and we always jump at those chances. But it's not as often as we'd like.
Flight test photographers, it's a unique thing within our mustering as such, but just the ability to travel all around the country and do diversity of jobs and roles is really special.
Oh, it's great. We get to do different things day in, day out. Other people would do the same stuff. They'd go and take a defect photo. One day we can jump in the Hornet, the next day we're in the PC9, a week later we're flying around in a Chinook filming flares being released. So different stuff each day, it's great.
It's an amazing aircraft to fly. It flies very, very naturally, and every time that I take off you get a real kick in the seat of the pants, as the afterburners like, and it is a real thrill still after flying this thing for several years.
I can't hide it. So good to be